Bond, as your new M, I do not approve of your latest mission. The only golden thing you deserve is a golden Razzie for your performance in Russia. You know SpongeBob's line, "All that glitters is not gold." Well, that is Goldeneye in a nutshell. It may glitter, but it ain't gold. Far from it. Ah. Well, the day I have dreaded ever since I signed up to review the entire James Bond franchise has arrived at last. Be prepared, guys, because I am going to do a major clean and tidy up of the Bond era by and tidy up the Bond era by going full blown rant mode on the one era of the official Bond series which I will never consider canon, that I refuse to accept as canon, the freaking Pierce Brosnan era. Oh, God. Let's just get this over and done with. So, Goldeneye, oh sorry, Gold Stinker, because nothing about this thing is of gold standard, and that's a plagiarizing name was just given to cash in on the success of Goldfinger, a 1,000 times a better Bond movie, by the way. So Gold Stinker tells the story. Why did I just say story? We all know none of the Brosnan Bond movies have anything closer to a story, let alone a script of Bond being sent to Russia by M to along with Natasha Simone to prevent former 00 agents and former partner of a Bond, Alec Trevorrow, from launching a Goldeneye satellite that has the power to destroy London. Yep, sounds pretty ludicrous, am I right? Do you know what enrages me the most about Gold Stinker? It was literally released in 1995, the year I came into the world. Oh, the irony. And sure, Goldeneye is everybody's favourite Pierce Brosnan Bond movie, and it's mine too. But that does not mean in any way, shape, or form that I am going to give it a positive review. I have two words that instantly come to my mind whenever I think of Gold Stinker: overrated and overhyped. It is the most ridiculously overrated James Bond movie of all time. MGM royally screwed up after Timothy Dalton left the franchise, and it's a hurt that Timothy Dalton just got a mere 2 movies as Bond, and Pierce freaking Brosnan got 4. Why? How? I mean, how unfair. That goes to show how unfair things can be in this world sometimes. I mean, Timothy Dalton deserved 4 outings. Brosnan didn't even deserve one. And so, as for my thoughts on Pierce Brosnan's James Bond, he is my least favourite Bond by a country mile. People are complaining that George Lazenby is the worst. I've even heard people call Roger Moore the worst. I'm sorry, but I cannot agree with that. They are 100 times more Bond than Brosnan ever will be. Brosnan was just picked for Bond by MGM because he's a pretty boy and because of his looks. That is it. I'm sorry, he, but acting was the wrong career path for him. He should have just been a model that appears on magazines. That is it. Because his acting is a bottom of the barrel bad, and his are cringy puns and his dialogue throughout all 4 pieces of worthless, disgraceful garbage in his era make the make lines of dialogue that Padme and Anakin are saying to one another in the Star Wars prequels look like they deserve an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay in comparison. And Brosnan's Bond, he does all these unbelievably unrealistic acrobats and stunts throughout this movie. It's like he's, a action man or Max Steel action figure or something, and how he can just ride a motorbike down a snowy mountain in the movie's opening and then leap and jump onto the plane with such a flawless accuracy and then fly it away to prevent it from crashing is one of the dumbest and nonsensical opening scenes to any action movie, period. No human could ever do that, not even Bond. One and only saving grace in the Brosnan era is Judi Dench's M, but even her role in this movie doesn't count as a positive, and even her most iconic line about Bond being a sexist, misogynist dinosaur uh, bears no meaning because the Brosnan era continuously treats the women so terribly. Yeah, this is the era that is most unkind to the Bond girls. I mean, forget on Her Majesty's sucky service. This is even worse. In in fact, Gold Stinker is an even more unofficial Bond movie in my eyes than Never Say Never Again and the 1960s Casino Royale. It's is that atrocious, and the Bond girl here, Natasha Simone, is literally the most plain and paper thin Bond girl I have ever seen in all the Bond installments. I don't remember a single thing about her. She just gets involved with Bond on the mission, saves his life at the end in the helicopter, and that is it. I mean, does anybody else remember her? Of course you don't. I mean, it's like she's invisible throughout the entire movie, uh, and even uh, Fameka Jansen's character, she works for the antagonist Alec Trevorrow. Xena, her name is. Even she does nothing of significance, and but thank goodness she would get to redeem her career in the original X-Men trilogy as Jean Grey after this. But the worst actor in this movie, well, apart from Pierce Brosnan, of course, but the second worst performance would be Sean Bean as our Bond baddie Alec Trevorrow. Oh my god. Uh, Casting Sean Bean as the villain, I mean, he really works better as a in protagonist roles like a Boromir in the Lord of the Rings and in Game of Thrones, because casting Sean Bean as the villain, you just know that the villain is not going to succeed with his plan, and you know he's going to die at Bond's hand at the very end, and that's exactly what happens. And I mean, the idea of Alec, once being a former double O, just like Bond, uh, it is a compelling concept on paper, but uh, but the movie gives Alec no uh, uh, convincing reason why he would turn his back on MI6, or why he was go against Bond and become, mad and want to use a satellite to obliterate London. It's about as crazy as Chief Inspector Drivers going so nuts in Pink Panther Strikes Again that he built that big ass laser to try and destroy England. And yeah, that's my issue with the Brosnan Bond era. It makes Bond way too fantasy when Bond is supposed to take place in the real world, and all the action is dumb. Yep, that's the best way I can sum it up. Every single action set piece in the Brosnan era is either far too CGI overloaded and far too ridiculous, and just a Dom right overstays its welcome. And Goldstinger is no exception. From the opening action scene where Bond and Alec infiltrate the Russian base, as I already mentioned. In fact, why do we need to go to Russia again in the Bond franchise? This is the third installment that takes place in Russia now, from Russia with Love and The Living Daylights being the first two. So there are zero original locations to go to in this trash, and in so yeah, by the 17th installment, you would think that they would think of somewhere cooler to for Bomber to go, but nope, they're just recycling locations from the Connery and Dalton era, and the final battle between Bond and Alec is far too long for its own good, and Bond is is not showing any signs of struggle against Alec. You know that Bond is easily going to win the day, and yeah, that's was a huge mistake from MGN, making the Brosnan movies far too cheesy in tone when compared to the grittier and more hard hitting Dalton era. Uh, it's worked flawlessly with Roger Moore, but not Brosnan. After Dalton, you need to take the franchise in a more mature direction, and thankfully, the Craig era did just that. and not to mention the soundtrack by Eric Sora sucks big time. This soundtrack is so ear-spittingly bad, it's like taking a bullet to the ear. I mean, I would need an operation on my ears after listening to this uh, uh, thing that thinks that it's a soundtrack, and Tina Turner's Bond theme, a Goldeneye, is by far the worst piece of music that she has ever sung and composed. Why do people like this song? I mean, please explain to me, because this song was torture after torture for me to listen to it, and this goes for every single aspect of the Brosnan era. It gets everything wrong about what Bond should be. It has the worst Bond actor, the worst Bond girls, the worst Bond villain, the worst locations, the worst effects, worst action scenes, worst soundtrack, worst Bond themes, worst frigging everything. Just everything about them falls apart, and not to mention Goldstinker's plots will make you feel burnt out. So it's they just take the plot of Bond being sent to a country to stop the antagonist from unleashing a nuclear weapon freaking again. So uh, overall, Gold Stinker, I for me gets far more praise and love than it really deserves. It is a giant dump on the very legacy of James Bond. It may be the most tolerable of the Brosnan era to get through, but it's still painful for me to see this once great franchise fall so far from grace, and the only reason it was such a hit back in 1995 was because of its damn video game. Oh, and is it the worst movie of 1995? Hell yes. As for my thoughts on the GoldenEye video game, it sucks too, and you couldn't pay me to play it. I give Gold Stinker 0 stars out of 5. This movie freaking sucks. Oh boy, am I going to need all the luck in the universe sitting through 3 more of the Brosnan Bonds. 3 more. Oh god. Oh well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this rant. And what are your thoughts on GoldenEye? I'm sure the vast majority of you will disagree with me this time, but comment, let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. And stay tuned for my rant on the 18th James Bond movie, Tomorrow Never Dies. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.